You are at a bonus recipe for the air fryer seafood class. In this recipe, I'm going to be making air fryer roasted cod with lemony potatoes. So, to make that recipe, you're going to need some cod. I've got 3 thick pieces of skinless cod here. You will need a potato. This is a recipe for two. So, one about 3/4 of a pound to 1 pound size russet potato would be good. You'll need a lemon. You'll need butter, garlic, salt and pepper, and then some kind of herbs. I happen to have some fresh parsley, so I'm going to be using that. But if you had chives or tarragon, those would also be good, or some kind of mix of that. If you don't have any fresh herbs, then I would be going for like an herbs de Provence blend or a Penzeys Fox Point blend of dried herbs, because you're going to be making a compound butter with that. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, oh, some equipment. Um, I have my microplane zester so I can zest this lemon. And instead of using a knife to make thin slices of the potato, I'm going to use my Ben Reiner or mandolin. But if you don't have one of these, don't buy one of these. I mean, it's a terribly terrific piece of equipment to have, but a knife to make 1/4 inch slices of the potato is going to work just fine. Uh, if you're cooking in an air fryer with a basket, then I recommend you use a foil sling for that. Demonstrate making one. Take a piece of foil, fold it in half so you have about a 4 inch wide strip that you're going to set down in your air fryer basket. Have it come up on the side, and that'll be kind of a platform to put the potatoes and then the fish on, and you'll be able to rotate it in your basket because you don't really want to shake the basket once you've got everything set up. I'm going to be cooking this in my box style air fryer. So I'm going to put everything on a little sheet pan. This is a 1/8 size sheet pan from the Nordic Rare outlet. And I'm going to go ahead and put everything on there so I can spin it around to rotate while it's cooking. So your choice, foil sling in a basket or some kind of small pan that will fit in a box style air fryer. Okay, let's get started. You'll start by slicing up the potato and melting the butter with the garlic, a teaspoon of lemon zest, more, and salt and pepper. This is one of those don't do what I'm doing things. It does have a guide. The guide's in a drawer. I think that's good. All right, so I've got the potatoes sliced. Robert. I've got melted butter, half of the lemon zest. I'll use the rest with the cod, the garlic, salt, and pepper. So I'm going to toss that in a bowl with the potato slices. And then we'll spread them around in a tray. Just pour you in. You can see what I'm doing. Toss this around. And then you know I'm going to get my hands in there. But before I get my hands in there, let me go ahead and spray a little vegetable oil spray on the tray. And my potatoes won't stick. Use any baking spray you've got. Or just rub it with a little bit of olive oil. All right. So we're going to shingle the potatoes. And that means to kind of put them in overlapping slices, like house shingles. And I'm going to end up doing 2 rows of these. Let me tuck the not quite full ones in. And here we go. And the other side. Kind of giving a little bit of scalloped potatoes. I think about it. All right. Now that I have the potatoes tossed with the melted butter lemon zest mixture and shingled onto my tray, I'm going to pop it in the preheated air fryer at 400 degrees, and it'll be a total of 16 to 18 minutes until the potatoes are kind of browned in spots. And halfway through, I'm going to spin that tray around. You go there. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and work on the compound butter. So for that, I'm going to need the rest of, I'm going to use the same dish. Need the rest of the lemon zest. I'm going to chop up some parsley and then, of course, butter and a little salt and pepper. I'll start by taking the leaves off this parsley and then just giving it a nice chop to turn it into tiny little flecks, which I think will be good. If you have the tender stem, that's just fine. But these really thick stems, get rid of them. I don't really know anybody who likes to eat them, animal wise. They're good to throw in soup stock if you want to, but you want to do the fresh herbs like cilantro if you're doing an Asian stock, like parsley or rosemary, depending on the flavor, how you're going to use your stock. I tend to put those in like tea leaves at the end. I don't boil them in with the stock. But after I take the stock, for me, I put my stock in a pressure cooker. After I've done pressure cooking while it's still hot, I'll throw in fresh herbs and stems. Good thing to do with cilantro stems too. I'll put in my fresh herbs and my stems, and I will add those to, there we go, the more chops. Add that to my stock. Just adds a little more flavor. All right, we got chopped that. And we need a little bit more lemon zest. I'm going to keep on going with my microplane zester to get more zest. I always do this holding the microplane upside down so the zest stays up here and doesn't fall out. And it works well for me. This is a big lemon, so there's a lot of zest, which is good. Okay. Now we combine this with the softened butter. All right, so I'm mixing up the compound butter by stirring some softened butter and chopped parsley and lemon zest. And you could do this. Compound butters are great ways to elevate a meal. You could mix whatever fresh herbs you've got with butter and lemon if that works for you, or with honey, rosemary and honey in a butter, or just honey and butter on biscuits. I've done cranberry butter. I'll throw a link to that somewhere, where you just chop up cranberries, a little honey, and some butter. It looks really pretty. Roll it into a log, serve it at the holidays. Looks really pretty. All right, so that's mixed up. And then I need to slice If I had a small lemon, I would be slicing the whole lemon. But because I've got a very large lemon, I'm going to slice about half of the lemon into really thin slices that will go over the fish while it's cooking. That goes into compost. Now, we'll take out the partially cooked potatoes and top them with the fish, the butter, and the lemon slices. Okay. So the potatoes are spotty brown in places, so it's time to put the cod and butter and lemon juice on top. I went ahead and seasoned this cod on both sides with salt and pepper, and I'm going to put it skin side down. So this is the side or skin, it's a skinless cod, but where the skin was is going to go down. You there, you there, and you over top. And then I will spread the butter on top of that compound butter. Evenly across the pieces. A little bit more. And I put lemon slices over everything. And then it goes back into the air fryer at 400. For another 12 to 15 minutes, and I will rotate halfway through. Get our lemon slices. Pretty. All right, here we go. The potatoes nicely browned, very tender. And the fish moist. Oh, I'm going to check a temp. You want to make sure it flakes easily and or has a temp of 140. Well, we get back over there. Good. Ah. All right. And while this was cooking, I whipped up a quick salad. So I'm gonna lift off a piece of potatoes and fish all stacked together. And I'm going to add a little bit of salad. And you're done. Roasted cod with lemony potatoes cooked in your air fryer. Enjoy, and thanks for coming.